Welcome back. We're here with Lauren from Whiskey Bean Boutique in Toledo, Ohio. Lauren, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for coming on. I'm very excited to dive into your unique business model. So, thank you. I
Thank you
appreciate it.
for having me.
Yes. So, can you talk about your business model and why you decided to have other small businesses in your shop and kind of showcase their logos and their brand?
I really enjoy supporting the community. I believe that we need more local businesses in the area. It uplifts the community, it uplifts the neighborhood, and there's so many creative people in this industry, in this even in just Toledo, Ohio. Like here we showcase 53 makers, and each one of them is different in some sort of way, and it just really warms my heart at the end of the day when I lock up to know that I am supporting all of these local businesses, and then when they flourish on their own at an event or they get the workshop that they wanted, I know I had a little part in that, like advertising for them and boosting their own egos and their own products.
And can you kind of talk about the type of r- results that you get for your makers in here?
Results, definitely good profits for them. Word of mouth, I believe in word of mouth 1000%. And I will always tell everybody that. And even within the boutique, you need to support. It's always like a networking community inside. And yeah,
And I think it's special. Like you mentioned before, the local businesses are super crucial. If that's restaurants or if that's people making things, or just local small business, especially with the rise of Amazon
yeah.
and a lot of small businesses, even that are on those platforms, are getting crushed.
Hmm.
With their margins and things like that. So it's always beautiful to see people like yourself creating a space where you know you actually let them flourish.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Creative freedom is what I say. I never push it away. There's been one time I've ever turned away a maker because we already supplied it and it was just like stepping on toes, and that's just one thing I don't do here.
And you do a lot of workshops and
Hmm.
crafts, like crafting events and things like that.
Hmm.
Why is that an important aspect of your shop?
It just goes along with the creativity. When your mind's creative, you're creative. And I love giving that space for all ages. Kids, we have schools right down the road that I would love to network with and do like a little after school program. When your mind's healthy, you're healthy. So, and I love to provide that space.
Yeah, and I think it gives, like you said, these vendors a opportunity to get known, you know, by the community past their product, right? Like
Absolutely.
they get to come out, they get to show, they get to talk to the people
Yeah.
that they're making it for. So I think it's a really beautiful thing what you're building. And can you kind of talk about when you started this, what was kind of the like inspiration and like what kind of sparked the idea for you?
Um, so I was just a stay-at-home mom. I've always been an independent person, but the economy was it was around COVID. And that's when actually most small businesses started to flourish is around COVID. And I've always been obsessed with candles, and I spent so much money on candles that my husband gifted me a candle making kit for Christmas, and I fell in love with it. And it just put me in a zen place. My mind, I just feel relaxed when I do it. So that was actually the start of my business, is creating my realistic food type candles. Um, and then I was like, I need more purpose. Like, this isn't satisfying me. Although I was staying at home with my daughter, taking care of the whole house, my other son, my being a wife, and trying to run a little business, but I still needed more. And I proposed the idea to my husband, and of course, he follows along with my dreams, and he made it happen. And from day one, I will never say this was a bad choice. It was, no matter how hard it gets, it's my best choice, and it makes me feel great at the end of the day locking up.
And you came in second place as the best shop and candle maker in Toledo last year.
Yes, yep.
What is one thing that you do to make your customers feel appreciated?
Always giving back to them. When they say a kind word, I truly thank them for that and let them know how much it means to me. I'm a very open book when it comes to my business, and I allow a lot of people in. And sometimes I don't know how to take that positivity because it's overwhelming sometimes. But I involve my makers because I fully believe that yes, I'm just the face of the business, but if none of these 53 makers were in my shop, I wouldn't have a shop. So I involve customers fully within. You ask me a question, I'll answer it. I always want to be open and honest. I want this boutique to feel like a safe place, a place where you can go and not be overwhelmed by millions of people shopping in a Target or something like that. They know that they're supporting local, they're doing good for their community. It's affordable. I do try to keep the boutique affordable. Nothing is over $90 in here. So it's all under $100. You can walk in here and spend $20 and leave with 6 things. You can't do that at a Walmart or a Target or a big name brand company.
And would you say that push of helping small business is kind of what drives your overall success?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it gives me a great satisfaction at the end of the day because not only am I supporting my community, I'm teaching my children good lessons. As my daughter comes here every single day with me, so she watches me when I'm stressed. She watches me when I'm happy. She watches me when I'm overwhelmed. She watches the makers come in and, being successful for themselves. There's just so many positive things that I can never leave the shop and not be not be happy. Even if it was a terrible day and the building's on fire, I'm still walking out happy at the end of the day.
And I think having that optim that that very optimistic mindset is very, very important. Even if things go wrong, you're like, look at all these people that I'm helping.
You have to. You have to, because if you don't, you're going to take yourself in a dark place that you can't get out of. You have to. You have to look at the bigger picture. You're doing this for a purpose, and you have to remember what that purpose is.
Absolutely. And your husband Jack is also a business owner.
He is, yes.
What is it like having a family of entrepreneurs?
Um, Gosh, I don't even know if I know the right word. I wasn't prepared for that one. Very humbling. I know that that good word can be used in many different ways, but from the life that my husband came from to where he is today and what he made happen for my family, our family, and what I'm doing for our family, it's just, I wouldn't want to anyway. I don't want to go back to a 9 to 5. I never want to go, I don't want him to go back to a 9 to 5 for many, many different reasons. And when he comes home stressed, I always say, I'm proud of you. Like, thank you. I'm proud of you. And he does the same to me. And that's what keeps us going in the end. But it's really great to see.
Yeah, I think that because you guys both know the struggles of owning your own business, you're like, we have to support each other as much as
You
possible
have to.
because no one else is.
And I mean, he's the one that I learned a lot from. He's the one who started his business. We had $20 in our pocket, and he's like, I don't want to work for a 9 to 5. I want to do something for myself. And I put that trust in him, and look at where we are today. You have to.
If you could change one thing about your past, what would you change?
Oh, um, not doing this sooner, not knowing my value sooner and my purpose sooner in life. I think that your whole life you look for, what's you, like, what is your purpose? What are you supposed to do? I know that I'm supposed to be a mom and a housewife, but for every individual, there's something that sparks their need, whether it be a craft, whether it be working all the time, whether it be, staying home with your children, whether it be the dad staying home. In this economy, you can't put past anything. And yeah.
I have two more questions for you.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with two people, one person from the past and one person from the present, who would it be and why?
Hmm. My husband for the what did you say?
Present.
The
Yeah,
present.
yeah.
Due to, and I don't want to cry during this interview, I look up to him for many things. Um, like I said in the beginning, where he came from to where he is now, I could scream from the rooftops of the tallest building in Toledo, Ohio, why I'm proud of him. Um, and a person who I could sit down with from the future
Past.
or the past, I would say my kindergarten teacher.
Interesting.
Funny, but when I was in kindergarten, I was very shy. I didn't speak to anybody. I was overweight. I didn't feel good about myself. And obviously, my parents were there for me and my family. But in school, it's rough. You get bullied, it's rough. And sometimes you just need somebody there other than a friend. And that teacher really allowed me to know my worth back then, and it took me until I'm 34 to realize it, and I still sometimes don't realize it. But she was really the first person to tell me that I'm good, that I'm going to do something, that you're smart, that outside of my family to really boost me up. So I would definitely sit down with both of them and thank them immensely.
What's her name?
Miss Thompson. Yep, at Burroughs Elementary in South Toledo here.
That's beautiful. I love
Yeah,
it. I have one more question for you.
sure.
Why did you decide to partner with us and offer the discounts?
I it's really just, like a no-brainer. You guys help the community. We help the community. It's networking at the end. Many businesses are within your guys' program that I even want to support. And who doesn't love a little discount? So, of course, I had to say yes. There's no other. Why would I say no?
Well, we appreciate, your support and, like
Absolutely.
trusting in us. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Those are the questions I have for you. How can people find you? And what is one thing you want to leave people with?
We are located at 5017 Bennett Road in Toledo, Ohio. You can find us on Facebook, Whiskey Bean Boutique. Just search it in the search bar. You can also find all of our events on our Facebook as well. There's a little tab on our Facebook page that says more and then events, and that's where they can find us. Um, you can also find us by, adding our makers within as they promote immensely. They do a great job doing that. And they do workshops outside of the boutique that are also small businesses that I encourage them to go support as well, because what they're doing here may not be something that they're doing over here. So I encourage it immensely.
That's beautiful. Well, Lauren, thank you so much for coming out. I
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
for having
Yeah,
me.
of course.